Part 4 will be covering downloads and installs. So these are going to be the programs that you need to download and install directly to your computer before we actually initiate the WordPress setup process. Of course, as I said, you can download the assets in the description box below. If you haven't done that in the previous video, I definitely recommend it. So I'm going to pull up my desktop and show you exactly where to go to download everything that you will need for this process. So open up your folder structure, go to the downloads folder, click on local, and click on download links. Now all the things you need to download will be in this folder. If you double click one of the links, it should open up your default browser. I've also got Google Chrome as an option to download in here because I recommend downloading Google Chrome. If you download Google Chrome, I recommend going back into the downloads folder, clicking on the Chrome add-ons and downloading and installing these add-ons to Google Chrome, or downloading and activating them. It should install it for you. Also, I've got bookmarks. If you go back into your default folder structure, you should have bookmarks in here. So I recommend you create a folder of bookmarks to make this process of setting your website up a little bit easier. So if I open up Google Chrome, there should be 3 dots over on the top right hand corner that allows you to customize and control Google Chrome. I can click on this, hover over this bookmarks bar, and I can click on show bookmarks bar or bookmark manager. So I'm going to click on bookmark manager. In bookmark manager, I can create a new folder. I can add a folder. So for this folder, I'm going to add the title my website. Obviously you can actually create the title to be your real website name. I'm going to move this folder out. Let's see if we can actually move this folder out to be a main folder. I guess I can't create a. All right, so we've got a bookmarks bar and other bookmarks. So I'm going to click on this 3-dot icon in Google Chrome, go over to bookmarks and show bookmarks bar. Okay, and it should show all of my main bookmarks and my website. So my website should be one of the first bookmarks that show up. You can drag this folder that you created over into your bookmarks bar. Okay, so in my website, you want to go ahead and go back into your folder structure. You can probably hover over each one of these domains, these URLs that I have saved in this folder for you, and hit enter. Okay, so it didn't allow me to actually bring up all of the domains at one time, but I can simply drag this lock icon into this my website folder. So now all of these bookmarks can show up here. So I'm going to pull this window to the side and double click each one of these individually. I'm going to minimize my bookmarks folder, and I'm just going to drag out each one of these websites into the my website bookmark folder and close them out individually. So in my bookmarks manager, we've got my website. I can go in here and rename. I should be able to rename. Let's see. Edit. So 1 and 1 tab. tab. That didn't work. All right, so you've got to click on this drop down and click on edit PayPal to shorten these names up. So of course it's important to be really organized. MailChimp. Let's see if this actually opens up. Analytics. Okay, perfect. So this is Google Analytics. Google AdSense. Facebook Messenger. Facebook Business. Envato Market. It looks like we're missing. Okay. Looks like we're missing the Search Console. So I'm going to make sure that we have this page embedded in there for you as well. So that you can just go ahead and drag, double click on that and add that to your bookmarks. So let me do that while I'm live here. These are your URLs you're going to need as we go through the process of setting up the website. So of course you're not actually downloading or installing anything in this section, but you are setting up all of your bookmarks and add-ons. So if I go back over to downloads and Chrome add-ons, you can actually double click on these links and it'll bring you to the add-on store so that you can install these add-ons. So for me, it shows that it's already added to Chrome. To access these add-ons, I click on these three dots. I go down to settings and I'm going to click on extensions. So I'm going to go ahead and have Facebook Pixel Helper installed and enabled, Google URL shortener enabled. So let's see, options. It looks like I need to reinstall this. I'm going to delete this and reinstall it. Add to Chrome, add extension. And it should do it in real time for you. Boom, there it is. Now I can go back to extensions. Let's see, we should have downloaded Honey. This is going to give you discounts on different websites. So, of course, I want to help you save money in the process as well. So you want to install this before you go to find your theme, because you might be able to get discounts in the process of setting everything up. So when you go to register your website with 1-in-1 or buy a theme or buy a plugin through Envato, this Honey application should be enabled, and it's going to light up. It's going to show up as orange when you have the ability to use a coupon code or save some money before you purchase something. It doesn't always work, but it's worth a try. Quick AdSense, which I believe I have, let's see, it should be enabled. Okay, yeah, there it is. It shows 0.01% or 1 cent. This means if I have Google Ads on my website, it shows how much money I'm making in real time when people visit my website or click on a URL, click on a Google ad from my website. And let's see if I got any other extensions that I don't have personally installed. Quick AdSense, Video Download Helper. Video Download Helper is going to allow you to download videos that you see on Facebook, on YouTube, on anywhere. If you want to use these videos or the audio from them, or whatever. A lot of people want to download videos that they see on YouTube or on other people's websites. This is going to give you the opportunity to download any videos that are embedded into people's websites. for use on your website or just to have on your personal computer as inspiration. So this is a really good plugin to use. I'll show you how that works in a future video. So if you go to a website such as your own and you want to see if the Facebook pixel is installed properly, which we will discuss in a future video, this add-on is going to show you whether or not the pixel is installed properly, if it's working, and how many pixels load when that website loads. So this is a good way to check the pixel in the future. You want to go ahead and get these plugins, these add-ons installed before you start this process. Trust me, this is all going to help you. This is going to be way better, and this is going to keep you more productive and organized and help you get everything done more efficiently. So again, we have 1-in-1, PayPal, MailChimp, Google Analytics, Google AdSense, Facebook Messenger, Facebook Business, Envato Market, and Google Search Console. Of course, you can use your main Google account to log into these to set everything up. You know, especially if it's associated with Google. And now we're gonna go over to download our software that we need to build a website. So the first thing you want to download is the FileZilla client. Double click on the URL. It'll bring up your browser again, and it'll bring you to a download page. You actually are going to have to figure out what version of Windows or Mac you're using. Well, actually, if you're using Mac, you should just be able to download the Mac version. If you're using Windows, more than likely you'll be on 64-bit. If you're on an older version of Windows, you'll probably be on either 64 or 32. Chances are you should be able to just download the 64-bit version of these programs. So you're going to left click this icon, this FileZilla link, and it's going to actually take you to a different page where it's going to download the file for you. So while it's downloading, we want to open our folder up and go to download Sublime Text. We're going to double click Sublime Text, open your folder up, and double click download WordPress. So here I've got FileZilla open, Sublime Text open, and WordPress open. So because FileZilla downloads the files for you, it doesn't give you the option to save it in a certain place. This might download in your downloads folder. So when this downloads, just click show in folder. It's going to be in your downloads. You can right click and cut the download out of the downloads folder. Go back to your folder structure and click on local. Go to downloaded programs. We can right click and paste it here. So there is your FileZilla program. It's not installed yet, it's just downloaded. The same thing with Sublime Text. For here, you should be able to find the download that you need. OS X, Windows 64-bit. For me, it's 64-bit. Right click it, click on Save Link As, and go over to your folder structure, downloads, local, downloaded programs, and save Sublime Text here. WordPress, you can do the same. This blue button here that says download WordPress 4.7, you're going to right click this, save link as, and we're going to actually save this in. Go back to your folder structure, click on WordPress, and you're going to double click on your website name here, and you're going to save it here. So once you save it, you'll have a zipped folder in here. These folders won't exist in here for you. Once you save that zip file here, you'll be able to open your folder structure, double click and install FileZilla and Sublime Text. You might want to pause the video while you're installing these, but let me, before you install these programs, understand that you should read the instructions during the installation process so you don't just click next, 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 next. Because sometimes these programs might prompt you to install an add-on into your web browser. It might prompt you to install a trial of some antivirus or security software. Just make sure if you're prompted to install some type of trial software, in addition to these programs, that you uncheck that option so that you can do just a clean installation of these programs. Generally, they don't ask you to install them, but just double check and make sure you read while you're installing these so that you're not installing extra junk programs onto your computer. Now, once you've installed these, you can just close them because we're not going to need them right now. FileZilla just puts on a software on your desktop that allows you to access your website files directly from the desktop. Sublime Text is a text editor that allows you to edit PHP, HTML, and CSS files with color-coded website code. So this is what you're going to need to edit your WordPress website. So we can go back to our folder structure, double click WordPress, double click your website name folder, and you should have a zipped folder in here. You might want to right click and extract that folder here, or right click and unarchive that folder if you're on the Mac. By default, a folder is going to extract in here titled WordPress, and all of these files will be in it. If that happens, you can select all of these files, right click and cut the files, go back into your website name folder and paste the files here. All right, so when you click on this folder, all of your files should show up like this. Okay, so WordPress, your website name, all these files. Got it? Great. Let me just triple check and make sure I didn't miss anything. The last thing you might want to go ahead and install are your iOS apps. Now, these apps might also be available on the Google Play or Google Store. I don't use Android phones. I only use an iOS device, so I've added iOS links in here. When you double click this, you'll be able to actually copy all of these URLs for these apps. If you're using iOS, right click them and copy them. And then you can either direct message through Facebook Messenger at messenger.com or through your email and send them to yourself so you can open these links on your phone. And when you open these on your phone and click through the individual links, it's actually going to take you to the app on the App Store that you can download from there directly. And this is going to prevent you from having to search for these apps yourself. And this is going to save you some time. So go ahead and download all of these apps. Place the apps inside of individual folders on your phone so that you can keep them organized and grouped with similar apps, you know, such as have all your Google apps inside of one folder for Google. Okay, download these apps right now. Once you're finished with downloading the apps, downloading Google Chrome and installing the Google Chrome add-ons, and once you're finished with downloading the programs such as FileZilla and Sublime Text, you can go back and delete FileZilla and Sublime Text and empty your recycle bin. You can go back and delete that zipped folder that you downloaded for the WordPress. It will be in here along with the WordPress folder. You can delete the WordPress folder and that WordPress download zip so that you can conserve that space on your desktop. And then if you find that you need to unzip WordPress and you can't, and you're on Windows, download 7-zip from your local download links directory. If you're on Mac, download the archiver and you'll be able to unzip that WordPress folder. Alternatively, I've added the option to download your Snapchat snap code, to download Evernote, to download Adobe Fireworks, which is what I'll be using in one of the future videos to design some of the assets along with the logo, to download Dropbox. If you decide this is something you need, I like to send files to myself through Dropbox and save them onto my phone because there's a Dropbox app, so I can, you know, save files from my desktop, pull them up in Dropbox on my phone, save them to my camera roll, and upload them to Instagram, for example. And for downloading plugins and website themes, these URLs are in here for a future video that you're going to access later. You can also download your Facebook Messenger link. So just keep in mind, we've got some additional URLs in here that'll be useful for you in a future video. Now you can close your browser and move on to the next video.